Hi guys, and welcome to my top 3 palettes of 2013. Now, I didn't buy so many palettes in 2013, but I do have 3 which really stood out to me. I don't know if they were new for 2013, I know one of them was, but they were 3 which I picked up in 2013 and absolutely loved. So, without further ado, let's jump into it. So the first palette I'm going to talk about is the one that I've had the longest, which again, I mean, it was towards the end of 2013, it was like in the last 3 months, but it really just stood out to me as a really fantastic palette, and that's the palette by the Balm, which is Balm Jovi. And this was just so fantastic. Like, it's not ridiculously massive, but they pack so much into it. So at the bottom you've got the 2 lip glosses, which are Millie and Vanilli, which I love. And then down here on the flap you've got like different combinations of eyeshadows and lip glosses and blushes and stuff like that as well. Just sort of, if you're not sure which colours go together, they've just got a really good suggestion here. And the flap just makes it so that none of the eyeshadows go into the lip glosses either, which is just such a fantastic idea. And then if I open up the top, there's a mirror in the top. Basically you've got 12 eyeshadows, so you've got these ones, sort of, they've got glitter in them, they're very, very, very shimmery. The middle range are all matte, and then these ones are kind of more like sort of a satin finish. Very, very, very pretty, all very well pigmented, lovely soft colours, very easy to work with, and they're just, there's so many different combinations you can make out of these. They're just absolutely beautiful, and I love this palette so much. The highlight is really, really fantastic as well. It's lovely, it's not too glittery, but it is very shimmery. If you're not a fan of shimmery highlighters, then you wouldn't like this. And the blusher is probably one of my favourite blushes from the last year. It's called Don't You Want Me? It's Pop Pop Don't You Want Me? And it's just this beautiful kind of peachy coral that's just so beautiful on pale skin. I absolutely adore this palette. This is definitely one of the best purchases for me last year. Next up we have the Still in the Light palette. So this is highly, highly, highly raved about in the blogging community, and I absolutely adore it. Now the shade Kitten is probably one of the most raved about, which is this shade here. Very glittery, very similar to the Urban Decay Sin colour. Again, absolutely beautiful. All the shades are really well pigmented, they're not too glittery, not too shimmery, and they all work really well together. They're quite soft and buttery as well, similar to the Urban Decay palettes. Really pretty, really, really, really awesome palette. It does also come with a kohl pencil, which I have just put to one side because it's not something that I would use because it was brown and I always use black. But it's just such an awesome palette, and it has a nice big mirror in it as well, which has a slogan in it saying, "Believe in the beauty of the future," by Sarah Lucero? I don't know how you pronounce that. But also within this palette I will say that you've got a nice selection of matte shades. So these 2 shades on the outside are matte, and this one, which is Bliss, is matte, and Bear is Bear is matte as well. And yeah, it's just lovely quality, a lovely mixture, and just something that the shades aren't identical to the Urban Decay Naked palette, which I adore as well, and was actually new to me last year in April. So maybe I should have included that one too. But yeah, but this was a standout palette, and although I haven't used it as much as I'd like, because other palettes like this one have taken my attention away, but this is just, it's just so beautiful. I really wanted to mention it, and it's so pretty with like the rose gold lettering on it as well, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I love it. Finally this is something I had for Christmas, so like I barely had it, but I know it came out in 2013 and I did get it in 2013 and I absolutely adore it, which is why I'm mentioning it, and I know a lot of people really liked it as well. And it's the Urban Decay Vice 2 palette. I love the action on it here, so you've got the button and then it just kind of opens up by itself with a massive mirror on the top. The shades, I'll do a close-up now so you can have a look instead of me sort of holding it up, but you've got a really nice arrangement of shades. So you've got sort of the top row, you've got like blacks and like a black with silver glitter in it. You've got a really bright silver, you've got a couple of pinks, and then on the next row you've got your kind of aqua blues, which are just absolutely stunning. Madness all over the lid with Prank work through your creases. stunning. That was actually the first combination I wore. And then you've got like a goldy colour, and then you've got sort of a green colour which is very similar to Urban Decay's Mildew, and this is called Stash. And then you've got Poison next to it, which is actually, you don't really see it until you swatch it, but it's a very, very, very dark green, which is very pretty as well. So yeah, so this is just, it's just beautiful, and as you'd expect from Urban Decay, the shades are very soft, they're very buttery, they're really, really beautiful. And they're just so easy to work with. They blend really well, you don't get too much fallout. Although, to avoid fallout these days, I have been patting eyeshadows on rather than sort of blending them in so much. I mean, I blend in all the edges and everything, but at least when I'm putting eyeshadow on to begin with, I sort of pat it on and then sort of blend it. Just to kind of help stop fallout so much, because I tend to get quite a lot of fallout for some reason. But yeah, so I think they're probably the top 3 palettes for me from 2013. I would definitely keep on using for the next year and will keep on using for the next year. And yeah, so that's them. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you don't want to miss any of my future videos as well. I hope you're enjoying the better quality video now that I have a decent camera. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching. I hope you're all having a fantastic day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!